Welcome to my first beekeeping video of the year. So I'm going to start off by showing you what it looks like for me to actually suit up and get ready before I head out every day. Or not every day, but every time I go out. So putting on my suit and lighting my smoker and all that good stuff. When I first started, this would take me like 20 minutes just to get the smoker lit, and I felt like that's all I was doing was learning how to light a smoker and not actually being a beekeeper. Now it takes me just like 2 minutes maybe. But this is what it looks like for me to do this. And I'll have people drive by and wave at me and all that kind of stuff as I do it. So there goes somebody. So my plan today was to go out and prepare to do splits, but then when I got out there and saw the condition and the fact that queens were going to hatch in the next day or two in my hives, I decided I needed to fully split the hives today, which shouldn't have been a big deal, but it threw me off just enough mentally that I made a few mistakes. It cost me a lot of time, and there was something simpler I could have done, but I couldn't think about it, and so what should have been like a 40-minute trip turned into 2 hours. So here are my 2 hives, and I'm going to turn them into 4. But let's start by watching the bees come in. This is always a fun thing to see. I could watch this forever, but they're not always the most graceful little critters, but it's just fascinating to watch them come in and out. Okay, so my plan starts with first inspecting to make sure my hives have enough resources for me to do the splits, and that means taking a look inside of all of them, top to bottom, all the way through. So I have to go through every single box and every single hive. So this is what it looks like on top of this honey box. You can kind of see down there's lots of wax, lots of bees. This one's actually very heavy, which means it's mostly full of honey already. And then this one, in contrast, has bees, but there's not wax and not honey in it yet because they haven't filled it out. I'll spend most of the year building out the wax and then building out the honey for that. So what I need to do is check that the hives have enough resources to split. I need to find the queen. I need to find all that kind of stuff. So here's the queen excluder, which keeps the queen out of certain things. Really handy tool. And now I'm going through where the queen could be in one of the 2 boxes where she's allowed to be. And unbelievably, I find her immediately, but I'm not ready to deal with it, and this is what throws me off for the rest of the day. But now you can see if you can see her. So, I need to know where she is because when I do a split, one hive has a queen and another one doesn't. If I mess that up, then one gets none and one gets 2 and they fight to the death. So I need to know where she is. So I spend a lot of time trying to re-find her and I never do. But this is what changes my plan from preparing to doing splits. There are like finger-like things in here called queen supersedure cells, which means they want to replace that queen I just showed you. And they'll hatch in the next day or 2, so I need to get ready. And I move over to this other hive to see what's going on because the first hive was getting really mad at me and trying to sting me, and so I decided to give it a break and then work on this one and see what was going on. And so I'm pulling out these frames that they're not using. I'll give them new frames with wax in a little bit out of a garbage bag. But I'm going through the same thing. I'm seeing what the condition is. Do they have enough resources? And here's a really weird bit of wax that they built. This hive that I'm looking through has way less bees than the other one, and they're way more relaxed than the other hive was. And so I'm just going through, seeing what I can find. I need to, again, locate the queen, and here we go. I found her. She's in this clip. Not really easy to see, but she's a longer, like, solid orange bee in this case. Now, if you did see the queen in the other one, she was black and orange, which is interesting to think about. So now that I've clipped the queen, I know exactly where she is, and I can get to work. So I've set this other box next to it, which is the same box that was there, but now I'm preparing to do the split. I'm giving them the wax they can reuse so they don't have to spend forever rebuilding it. And I'm assembling my split, so which is basically like taking a hive, dividing resources amongst the 2, and using this little thin tan board that you see there to split the hive vertically. And so that's what I'm about to do. So the hive in the bottom will have a queen. There we go, I just put her in. And the hive in the box top doesn't have one. Queen excluder goes on to keep the queen down there. And then I'm going to put this super box on top, which is where they can store food and honey. There that goes. Now I'm going to add food to it. So there's a feeder going in. And you give them food when you do splits because their population's been impacted. So here's the split going on top. And that little tan board, what it does is it puts a gap between the 2 hives so they can't tell there's a queen, but also the hive above gets to benefit from the heat that radiates up. So it's a good way to help the new hive stay strong by not having to work so hard. So this is a frame I'm going to give them with queen cells. And I've slowed it down for you to check this out, because this is something that freaks people out, but it's just part of the gig. Here we go. Just shake all the bees off. Now what that looks like up close is there's those queen cells, those supersedure cells, those finger-like things. Those are queens in there that'll hatch in the next day or two. The first one out will come out and kill the old ones, the other ones, and then that'll be a new queen. So I put that in that top box, so now they'll have a queen that hatches in a day or two. I'm giving them the wax, and then I'll put a queen excluder on to keep her in there, put a honey box on, put a feeder in, feed it, and that's a split done. Those are two hives sitting on top of each other that in the next few weeks I'll be able to pull apart, formally into two standalone hives. So now I'm coming back to this one to do the same basic process. So there's the double screen board that helps separate it. There we go, I've put them side by side. Now I'm going to start reworking and rebuilding, and I've sped this up even more because I've been forever looking for this queen that I don't find, but I do eliminate that she's not in one box, I hope. But here's the interesting thing. Here is a swarm cell. So it's another one of those finger-like queen cells, and it's going to hatch in a day or two, but because they build it on the bottom, this means they are intending to swarm, which is like split themselves in half and go off to new places. So I'm going to use this queen cell in my split. They're technically supposed to be a little bit more superior because, well, for reasons I'm not going to get into, but that's an interesting find. So now I'm going to carve it off carefully with my hive tool, and then I will put it in the new split that I'll build just like the other one. I'm not going to show rebuilding the same thing because you just saw that happen with those blue boxes, but this is how I'm giving a queen to the new one. I'm just simply carving out their swarm queen, and I'm going to put it in the, just kind of wedge it in the box, that top box for the new hive, and this is what that looks like after I cut it off. Thanks for watching.